Hello everyone, welcome to online classes. I am VGS Kumar. I am teaching you maths. Now in this video we will discuss exercise 3.3. By the end of the video you will come to know the different types of quadrilaterals and its application in different situations. Now let us start with the question number 9. Here one figure is given, and in the given figure both RISK and CLUE are parallelogram. Find the value of x. Here two parallelograms are given, that is one parallelogram is this CLUE. This is the first parallelogram, and second one is RISK. This is the second parallelogram. And first we have to find the value of x. For this first we consider the parallelogram CLUE. This parallelogram we are considering first CLUE. And here this angle, that is angle L, is given as 70 degree. This angle, measurement of this angle is given 70 degree, and we know this angle L and angle E are opposite angles in the parallelogram. When we consider this parallelogram, angle L and angle E are opposite angles in the parallelogram, and by the properties of the parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So here angle L equal to 70 degree. So angle E also 70 degree, because opposite angles of parallelogram. Here we can write opposite angles in a parallelogram. Opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. So angle E also we got as 70 degree, because these two angles are opposite angles of this parallelogram. So we got it as 70 degree. 70 degree, and this angle is marked as x. This is given. Now consider the next parallelogram, that is RISK. Consider the next parallelogram RISK. Here angle K plus angle R, that is equal to 180 degree, because these two angles are adjacent angles. That is these two angles are sharing a common side. Therefore these two are adjacent angles or nearby angles. So sum will be 180. If it is a parallelogram, sum of adjacent angles will be 180. So from this we can write angle K plus angle R, that is equal to 180, because adjacent angles of a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. Supplementary means 180 degree. Sum will be 180. Adjacent angles are supplementary means their sum will be 180. That is angle R plus angle K equal to 180. So from here we can write angle K is 120. Therefore 120 plus angle R, that is equal to 180. Angle K is 120. Therefore 120 plus angle R, that is equal to 180. From here we can write angle R, that is equal to 180 minus 120, that is equal to 60 degree. 120 minus 180. Therefore angle R we got as 60 degree. Now we can find angle S. When you consider the parallelogram RISK, by solving that we will get x equal to 50 degree. I hope all of you understood this. Do practice. Now we will discuss question number 10. That is, explain how this figure is a trapezium. Which of its two sides are parallel? So before solving the problem, first we have to understand what is a trapezium. So a trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair is parallel. Here one pair of sides are parallel and other two sides are non-parallel. Two sides are parallel, that is they are showing like this, and other two sides are not parallel. This type of quadrilaterals are called trapezium. So what we have to do is, two sides are parallel. One pair of sides are parallel. If you can prove that that is equal to 180. So we can say that NM is, since sum of interior angles, on the same side are 180. Sum of interior angles on the same side. Of the transversal MN. Of the transversal MN. Is 180. The lines NM and KL are parallel. Since this here transversal we are considering as MN. Okay, here there are two lines are there. Transversal means the line crossing these two lines. Therefore, we can consider ML as the transversal. And if the sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are 180, we can say that these two lines are parallel. So, if you are getting one pair of lines parallel, that means it is a trapezium. So, KLMN is a trapezium. KLMN is a trapezium. So, if you want to prove the lines are parallel, then you have to prove the sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are 180. Then we can say that the lines are parallel. I think all of you understood this. Just revise the chapter, class 7, 5th chapter.